Welcome to a clean and decluttered motivation starring my husband. Now, I am not able to get up and give you guys the motivation and inspiration, but my better half is. Now, 2024 is coming to an end, and I wanted to get my home tidied and decluttered for the new year. So, we're going to start off in one of our living spaces, which is the living room. Now, we haven't really cleaned up in here since Christmas Day, so I want to go ahead and get the couches decluttered and clean up the floor, get it mopped, and clean off the TV stand. I did have some garland up there. I had my daughter take that down earlier. I just wanted to get our space a little tidied up before the new year arrived. Start fresh in the new year. I mean, it's all about setting ourselves up for success. And for many of us, that begins with our living spaces. Think about it for a second. Our living rooms, our great room, our family room, whatever you want to call it. I mean, that's where we spend our quality time with our loved ones. Relax after a long days of work in school and create memories that last a lifetime. But when the clutter starts to creep in, it can be overwhelming, stressful, and even affect our mental health. That's why I am on a mission to declutter this living room before 2025 arrives. And I want you to join me on this journey, whether it's your bedroom, a little closet space, a couple of loads of laundry, or even your kitchen. Let's do it together. And I know, Megan, it's what, the 31st? Boo, you still have time. You got time to go and do it right before you put on that dress to go out. Do you really want to come back and clutter? No, you don't. We've all been there, right? I'm asking this question. We start with the best of intentions, vowing to keep our living spaces tidy and organized. But over time, clutter starts to accumulate. It's easy to get attached to certain items, whether it's a sentimental trinket from a loved one or a piece of furniture that's been with us for years. And before we know it, our living rooms are cluttered with stuff we don't even need, use, or love. For many of us, that thought of parting with these items can be paralyzing, I know. We might feel guilty getting rid of something that was given to us as a gift, or worry that we'll need it someday in the future. I always say stick to a rule. If it's $20, if it's up to $20, guess what? You don't need it. If you feel like it's cluttering your space, you don't love it, you look at it every day and say it needs to go, then guess what? It gotta go. Now, I'm gonna tell you a little story about something that was a clutter in my life that I could not stand, and I looked at it every day. But because it reminded me of someone, I couldn't get rid of it. I was in grieving. I was grieving so bad that I felt like this piece of furniture had to stay in my home just for me to remember that person by. And that person was my little sister, Ashley. Now, I lost my little sister back in 2020 of January. And oh my gosh, I am still grieving to this day. Christmas is still hard. Every holiday is still hard on this family. But that piece of furniture of keeping in my living room for, I think, guys, what was it, 4 years? For everybody that's here that is older, it was either 3 years, right? It was a TV stand. And if you go back a couple of videos, I'll pop the video up here, but I was getting rid of it. I said I needed it to go, and I replaced it with the black TV stand in my home. And I started to feel like I didn't love it. It wasn't meaning anything. I have plenty of pictures of my sister in my home. I have other things. I even look at my nephew every day that reminds me. He has my sister's eyes, and he reminds me of her every day. I did not need that broken down TV stand in my living room that did not even go with my aesthetic at all. But because it reminded me so much of her, I held on to it and it paralyzed me. So I had to let it go. And I was so relieved when I did. More backstory on the TV stand. I remember when she was asking me, she says, May May, what am I going to do? That's what she used to call me. What am I going to do? I need to put my TV on a TV stand before guests arrive. So it was going to be Thanksgiving. And furniture, and she had went and bought a couch set that was being delivered, and she did not have a TV stand. And she's like, I can't mount it on the wall. So what are my options? So I said, let's go to the store. So she goes into the store, and they don't have many options. Mind you, this is Thanksgiving weekend. And she ends up buying this farmhouse TV stand, and it's gray, fake wood. Didn't like it whatsoever. And I told her we'll just resell it after the holidays are over. By the time we got to Christmas and after her birthday, which was on January 15th, my sister ended up being hospitalized and everything. So it never got to the point that we actually resold it. It got to the point that I actually just took it as a sentimental piece. It came from Chicago to the northwest suburbs of Illinois, and then 3 years down to Dallas, Texas with me. So I was paralyzed for a minute. I had that TV stand for 3.5 years, and I was paralyzed. So with all that being said, let's just get rid of things that we don't need. I mean, if you have to hold on to a certain sentimental piece for your peace and for your mental health, then I would say this: go put it in storage. Put it somewhere, store it someplace else, that you can't see it. Because I know some people, they have to hold on to those pieces. But I am here to tell you now, you don't. You do not have to hold on to that. In 2025, we are going to release things that we don't need in our lives. All the clutter, whether that is a person, our work, our workspaces, our cars being cluttered, we're going to release all of that. So I wanted to share some reoccurring issues that's been happening to me. I've been sick, I believe, end of October or beginning of November, one of those, all the way up until now. And they've been different situations. One was a sinus situation, the other was the flu, the other one was, oh, you may have walking pneumonia. We don't know. We're not for sure. But here's some antibiotics. You know what I'm saying? So a couple of days ago as well, we were going through the mall. We were walking in a mall and my leg just snapped. My kids had to hold me up. I was just crying. I could not help it. I think everybody probably heard me scream. And my husband, he ran to get the truck. And at that moment, I was still being stubborn and bullheaded, and I decided I wasn't going to the hospital. I did not want to deal with that. And I talked to someone, and they're like, you need to come in for some x rays. So I'm going to go in after the new year to get some x rays done, which I've had these done last year and the year before, and they couldn't find anything. So it's really, annoying. And at this point, I just want to focus on my health. I need to focus on my health. I don't care how little I start or where I start, long as I start. So that's what one of my main goals are for the year. I need you guys to go ahead and leave what is one of your main goals that you want to focus on. If you want to share it, that you want to focus on in 2025 of changing something in your life. So before we go, I just want to enjoy my decorations a little bit longer. So I probably won't be taking everything down until after the new year. I am sitting here enjoying the decorations, enjoying my popcorn, and bored of the my husband put on. I wanted to tell you all how much you all mean to me. I love you guys so much. You have, you guys are amazing. And I am talking to all the ones that leave your beautiful comments, that watch my videos to the end, that interact with each other in the comments, that leave beautiful, motivating, inspirational comments that keeps me going. You guys also motivate me to post these videos every single week, and I love you for that. And I thank God I have such a beautiful and amazing community, and that we are growing every day in Jesus' name. Yes. I pray that everyone have a blessed, beautiful, and safe new year. And until next year, I love you all so much. Bye.